Today's the day the press embargo lifts, which means you're watching this probably like at midnight or some shit, and there's probably dozens of other videos that all just got dropped at the same time. I hate this shit so much because I have no idea who else has this gun. So I've got to do my usual disclaimer, tell you guys I was not compensated by Springfield for making this video. Everyone, to be honest, kind of fairly assumes that whenever there are like 100 videos and they all drop at the same time about the same gun, it's a paid ad campaign, which it very well might be, I guess, but I'm not included in that. You guys cut my paycheck, as well as other members of the TFB crew, by joining us at subscribestar.com/TFBTV. We give away over $2,000 worth of prizes as a way of saying thank you every single month, including gift certificates to our sponsors, Top Gun Supply and Blue Alpha. This is going to be kind of a short video today because this is just an optics ready Hellcat, but in 380. It's even like the same size as the 9mm. That said, there's still little nuances that you need to think about. There's still significant differences from other compact 380s in this realm. So I'm going to take and hold your hot little hand. Don't be nervous. Why is it so sweaty? And I'm going to walk you through why you should or should not care about this gun. So if you've never heard of the Hellcat, or at least you don't know its history, it's built by HS Product in Croatia, extremely successful, highly respected European military small arms manufacturer. This was the same company that built the HS-2000, which ultimately became the... that's right, Springfield XD in the United States. Springfield introduced the Hellcat in 2019, about a year after the SIG P365 was introduced in the US. Springfield imports their guns, give them edgelord cringy names like Hellcat, Hellion, Prodigy, whatever. The Hellcat's simply called the H11 in the EU. Ryan, my hetero life mate and camera guy, has taken to calling this, the 380 version, the Hellcussy, which is actually hilarious.
Jojo? What? What are you doing? Get off my table.
While Springfield was about a year behind the SIG P365, it made one hell of a gun, hey, and actually had a 1 round higher capacity than the P365 at launch while being about the same size. Maybe because of this short temporal window between the 365 launch and that 1 extra round of capacity, the Hellcat's held on and is actually a popular pistol, justifiably so. Other than the name, I've never had a problem with any of the Hellcats, and I think I can safely say I've never had a failure with one over years of shooting them. If I have, you saw it on video. I think the Hellcat has a lot going for it. I like the grip. I like the ergonomics. I love the grip texture. It might be the best in the game, subjective as that may be. The adaptive grip texture used by the Hellcat family consists of these little micro pyramids that lock in under pressure. The Hellcat grip is grippy without being overly abrasive, like, say, skateboard tape. Most Hellcats come with a distinctive U-notch rear sight and the tritium luminescent front sight, which I find to work pretty well. There are optics-ready models like this one. They use a direct mount shield RMSC style footprint. Said another way, you can mount an optic and you don't need to use a plate. I hate plates. They're an additional potential point of failure. You got to install them correctly, plus the optic on top of that. And in subcompact guns, the RMSC footprint used by optics like the 407K, 507K from Holosun, it's like the de facto standard now. So there's no longer a need for plates, in my opinion, at least on micro guns. Just stick with the RMSC. In just 6 years, the Hellcat family's expanded quite a bit. Optics-ready versions, compensated versions, larger capacity models with longer barrels. Essentially, HS Product has done a great job squeezing service pistol features into literally pocketable handguns while keeping capacity higher than average in this sector. Like I said, their big claim to fame, about the same size as a P365, but you get one more round. I don't know of anyone professionally, like in the gun sphere, who says these guns aren't good. Even SIG P365 guys like me, yes, I own 3 versions of the SIG P365, we still respect the Hellcat. In fact, Classic Firearms, Kaya came down, talked a bunch of shit, challenged me to a Hellcat versus P365 contest. Both Kaya and myself shot the stock Hellcat better than the stock SIG. So this thing shoots, and for me, it actually shoots better. Today, we're looking at the first new caliber in the Hellcat line. Once again, following SIG's lead, they already have a 380, 365. Springfield downsizing into 380. Now, before you roll your eyes about 380, hear me out. 380 in a true micro gun, it is living on the margins. It's a viable, shootable, carryable gun, but it's a velocity game, and a 3-inch barrel like this has doesn't give you much headroom. Some modern 380 loads will expand and reach that minimum 12 inches through gel that the FBI requires, but many won't. Ammo choice matters a lot more here than it does in, say, a Glock 19. If you shoot this faster or more accurately than a Micro 9, maybe the trade makes sense. But before we dive further into that and talk about ballistics, let's talk about specs.
Really not bad. Really not bad. It does not suck to shoot. That's another thing. It shoots really nice.
The 380 version uses a 3-inch hammer-forged steel barrel with melanite finish, 1 and 10-inch twist, billet machine melanite slide that's optic ready for direct mounted micro dots, and a black polymer frame with adaptive grit texture. Sights are tritium luminescent front with a U-notch rear. The recoil system, dual captive spring with a full-length guide rod. Capacity is 11+1 with a flush mag, or 13+1 with the extended magazine. Overall length 6 inches, width about 1 inch, height about 4 inches, 16.1 ounces with the flush mag, 16.5 with the extended, empty, color black, MSRP $653. Size-wise, this is nearly a 1-to-1 gun with the 9mm Hellcat. Same 3-inch hammer forged barrel, same 6-inch overall length, same 1-inch width, same 4-inch height with the flush mag, or 4.5 with the extended mag. Capacity, also the same. You don't get a bonus with the 380. Both are available in optics ready formats with the direct mount RMSC pattern. The only literally tangible difference is weight. The 380, 16.1 ounces, as I mentioned, while the 9mm is 17.9 ounces. If you're only saving a couple ounces, why would you bother with a 380? Am I going to carry a 380? Would I carry the Hellcat N380? Would I tell you to carry the Hellcat N380? Respectively, the answer to those questions, yes, no, maybe. I don't have a problem with 380 under certain limited circumstances. Like Clint Smith says, when you're carrying them, none of them are small enough. When you're fighting with them, none of them are big enough. There are situations where you have lower perceived risk or tighter concealment, where a smaller, softer gun makes sense. If you're normally a 9mm shooter, that's where the 380 shines. You can get smaller guns. You don't here. You do have downright Lilliputian 380s with surprising capacity, like the Ruger LCP Max, the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, even as a single stack, the Glock 42, very, very small for the brand. 380 uses a smaller, lower pressure cartridge. It can live in smaller platforms and still give you a major bump over mouse guns like the 32. And with the right load, it can meet the FBI's 12-inch minimum ballistic standard in gel. But this Hellcat 380 is not a pocket rocket. The size difference between the 9 and the 380, minimal. If it were me, I'd probably just buy the 9mm. Lucky for you, you are not me, and your needs might be different than mine. I'm thinking about this gun for my mom. I think Connie could probably handle a subcompact 380 where similar 9mm might have too much punch, or smaller 380s might be, I don't know, too snappy. So if you're recoil sensitive, or if you just shoot better with a softer recoil impulse, this makes a lot of sense. I'm virtually certain I can run this 380 faster and more accurately than the same size Hellcat 9mm. If you're a shot placement is king person, there's an argument here. So let me show you what that looks like in the real world with this exact gun.
I swear to God, that was a complete target. That was just at about 7 yards, maybe a little bit more. I mean, I would say I can't believe it, but I shoot these Hellcats pretty well. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, this is a stock trigger. This is a brand new gun. Crappy ammo with, just shooting regular range ammo. I mean, all in one hole. And not slow either. Row, row, the Hellcussy coming for you. This is funny. So 7 yards, smells like farts in here. I don't know what powder they use in this shit, but look at this. So my first 2 shots, like first round out of the magazine on both mags, those were both flyers. But look at this. I mean, that's with junk quality ammo. This gun shoots really well. And that's the thing with 380. It's just going to be easier to control, especially in a platform this size. Is this bigger than the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard? Absolutely. But as I said, that's going to lend itself to better accuracy and better controllability, as we see here.
Compared to the 9mm, you are getting a lot less snap here. Quicker return to the same sight picture, a cleaner shot cadence without having to muscle the gun. In this footprint, I probably maybe shoot the 380 way better. It's certainly easier to shoot. I mean, this is, by all indications, a great shooting gun. You guys saw it. Now here's the bad news. With 380, like I said, you're living right on the edge of the performance envelope. And a 3-inch gun, velocity is the name of the game. With a lot of hollow points, you either get expansion with shallow penetration, or you get no expansion and the round just kind of needles in deeply. It's much harder for 380 to hit both expansion and the minimum 12 inches that the FBI looks for than it is for 9mm. And barrels like this that are 3 inches long, they make it even tougher. Throw in barriers, heavy clothes, it's game over. Ammo choice matters more here than usual. You should pick loads that have shown that they work from short barrels and then actually test them in your gun. But at the same time, before you say, you know what, screw 380, I'm going 9, you also have to be honest with yourself about your own capabilities. If 9's too much for you, if you think 380's good, the natural rival is the SIG P365 and 380. Which one's better? With the SIG, you're trading a little bit of size, a little bit of weight for one round of capacity. The SIG, 3.1-inch barrel, 4.2 inches tall, inch wide, 15.7 ounces, 10-round magazine. It's just barely smaller than the Hellcat, but the Hellcat gives you 11+1, so it's a close call. And like I said, me and my arch nemesis, my hated rival, Kaya from Classic Firearms, we both shot this gun substantially better than the SIG. If you want to go even smaller, like I mentioned, Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380 2.0, the true downsize, shorter overall, thinner, noticeably lighter, reduced feature set, no optics, very simple sighting system, priced lower, carries very flat, but it shoots more like a classic pocket 380, and that's not good.
The Hellcat 380, pretty small gun. But when you compare it to the Bodyguard, I mean, it's practically ginormous in comparison. I mean, Smith just made a tiny double stack, but that's not necessarily like the end-all be-all. Yes, concealability, compactness, lightweight, those are very important things, especially if you're looking for a concealed carry gun, which clearly this is. However, not going to be able to get an optic on this. It's going to be a lot snappier. This one, believe it or not, was a piece of shit. I still need to send it back. Sam, is this one we got back?
No, I don't think
Okay. Yeah, so this one sucks, and I mean, we couldn't get through a magazine with it. This is going to be a little bit easier to shoot. It's certainly going to be larger, and you get 11+1 versus 10+1. So you get an additional round in the Hellcat, plus the optic, plus a gun that's going to be easier to handle while still being super, super compact.
The trade there's obvious. Also, I got to mention my Bodyguard 2.0, the first one that I got, worked like shit. Like there was something wrong with it. I still haven't sent it back. Never had a problem with one of the Hellcats yet. A lot of people love the Bodyguard though, and it is incredible. I can't believe how small that gun is, but that's a totally different thing. You're not gonna go from, oh, hey, I think this is a good idea, let me get something smaller, and then be equally happy. You either want ultimate concealment or call it ultimate shootability. So if you already live in the Micro 9 world, you run it hard with no drama, no problems, I guess just buy the 9mm Hellcat and be done with it. But if you're recoil sensitive, or if you shoot a 380 faster and cleaner, or you live in like South America or something where you can't have the same caliber as a police, I don't know. This is a fantastic pistol. We truly enjoyed shooting it. It's a blast to shoot, and it's extremely accurate. But if you do go with a 380, make sure that you pick a load that actually performs from short barrels and you can confirm that you can shoot it in your gun. Do the research. It's out there. The bottom line is that this is an excellent pistol. It shoots well, but because it's the same size as the 9mm, you don't get concealability advantage. So the question for you should be whether lighter recoil or better shot placement are worth the terminal performance trade-offs. By the way, ammo recommendation, My research indicates that Federal HST, I believe the 380 Federal HST, I think it's the 99 grain or 98 grain. If you go look at Lucky Gunner, they've got great research out there, but there's a lot of different resources you can check out. That, I remember the HST being kind of the creme de la creme in terms of good expansion and also getting through 12 inches of ballistic gel consistently. So do your research, make sure you get the right ammo if you're going to carry a 380. The 380 version, not necessarily for me, although it's fun as hell to shoot, but it could work for a lot of you, and I think Springfield did a wonderful job. And look guys, now you don't need to watch the other 43 videos that all dropped 15 minutes ago, because I took your hot, chubby, sweaty little hand and I walked you through 380 land. Thanks again for watching. Take care.